And this June, Californians will head to the polls to help decide who could become the state's next governor, while the final decision comes in November. For now, 9 leading Democratic hopefuls and several Republicans are in this race. To help you get to know them and what they say they would bring to the job, I sat down with the candidates at this past weekend's Democratic convention, and I will also do the same with the Republican Party. To keep things fair, I drew the names at random for these interviews. Meet Antonio Villaraigosa. For people that are meeting you for the first time, why would you say that you're deciding to run for California governor?
I'm a proven problem solver. You know, I've said that this state has given me more than I could have ever imagined. My grandpa came with a shirt on his back from León, Guanajuato, Mexico, with a dream. I tell folks, never in my lifetime did I ever think I'd be Speaker of the California State Assembly or Mayor of Los Angeles. But the one thing I know, we also face big challenges. Challenge number 1 is affordability. Challenge number 2, right with number 1, is the threat to our democracy posed by Donald Trump. We need a proven problem solver. Everybody's going to talk well, including in these interviews, but I'm somebody that's actually done it, and that's what I'm running on.
Now, if you were to be elected, what would be your top 3 priorities your first year in office?
Well, priority number 1 is to make sure that we're living within our means. The next governor is going to face an $18 to $30 billion deficit, according to the legislative analyst. The idea that we just could cut our way out of that is just a pipe dream. Now, we need a grown-up who will make the tough calls. But we also got to grow our economy. We got to address the fact that this is the toughest state to do business in the United States of America. And small business is suffocating in this state. So we got to grow our economy, and we've got to address the big challenges, the challenge of homelessness, the challenge of safety, good schools. We need a governor that's going to focus on the basics. Get, common sense, competence, and a course correction.
What would you do differently to approach homelessness?
I built more affordable workforce and market rate housing than the 12 years before me. So we need a builder. But let's be clear. We can't keep on throwing money at the problem. We have to understand that we need to invest in what works and stop doing what doesn't. I've said I don't believe in criminalizing homelessness. I do believe in compassion, but I don't believe in chaos. And when you're selling drugs in front of cops, that's chaos. So we need an approach that focuses on providing a network of investment in services and housing. But the average house for homeless right now costs $850,000. Reporters can't pay that. Their children can't pay that. So what I've said is tiny homes are being built in LA for $100,000. We've got to be smart about how we expend these resources and not just throw money at the problem.
Let's talk about criminal justice reform. Do you think California has gone too far, not far enough, or has struck the right balance when it comes to criminal justice reform?
I led the fight against 3 strikes you're out when I was in the legislature. I'm against the death penalty, but I tell people, I believe in accountability. When you keep on stealing and you're on drugs and you get arrested and you refuse drug treatment the first time, the second time, the third time, you're going to jail. That's why I supported Prop 36. We can't be ideologues with these things. The next governor's number 1 priority has to be public safety. That means fire and police. We've got to focus on protecting the public, and I will, because I have a record on it.
And we are going to keep these candidate profiles going right here on To The Point, giving you a closer look at the top Democrats in the race. On Monday, we will sit down with Betty Yee, and we are also working to sit down with the Republican candidates as we continue our coverage for the race for California's next governor.